Open science essentially facilitates a much more rapid distribution of ideas, and I think much more rapid development of new concepts.
This event is a collection of people who are academics, who are graduate students, who are postdocs, who are professional researchers, professional software developers, and all these people are working on various aspects that can really improve science.
I got started with rOpenSci maybe 3 years ago now, when I was working on a problem accessing phylogenetic trees from the internet, and came across Scott talking on his blog about doing something quite similar, and we decided we should put our heads together. There's a lot of these kinds of scientific repositories online that are just not readily available to users, and we can build the kind of pipeline to bridge the gap between the scientific infrastructure and the researcher.
I'm primarily a programmer, and so all the collaboration that I know is how programmers collaborate. Things like Git and GitHub and sending pull requests to each other, except science doesn't have Git yet. It needs things like Git that make the collaboration scale to a global contributor network.
We have a lot to learn from the open source movement, from the software development movement. Their workflows are optimized. They make it easy so that people can collaborate on code. They're more productive when it comes to how they write and share.
The motivation for getting people together is to build tools, is to build new collaborations, and to foster a new community of researchers who are developing these kinds of tools.
I'm working on this test.dat package, which is going to be a suite of functions for quality control checks for your data frames when you first load them, and then also a suite of functions for correcting those problems.
Right now I'm working on a guide to reproducibility. I went through, talked to a lot of people, looked through at discussions people were already having, compiled that, and then I'm working with a few people remotely who are actually not even here, and we are compiling all that content so it can be available to whoever needs it.
And one of the things we do a lot with rOpenSci is we have all these databases of species occurrence data. We can make these maps where you have lots of points on them, but one of the things is if you have 1,000 points on a map, it gets really cluttered and it doesn't look very good, so added an extension which allows all those points to cluster, and we really feel like this allows people to get their data out there and communicate it with the general public.
The open science community is really, really important for the future of science. Most of the challenges we have with reproducibility, with transparency, with being able to build off of other people's research, all stems from the fact that a lot of research objects are simply not open. In the last few years, I've seen the open science movement get bigger and bigger, and the kinds of social change we're promoting among scientists can really transform science and help us do more with the kind of resources that we have.